morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Excuse my voice, it sounds a little weird. But, okay, in your folders, I have an agenda, and we're going to go over the agenda really quickly. We're going to do the welcome, which is what I'm doing now. Then an overview of my unit theme, then a detailed view of my lesson plan. We're going to do my motivational activities. Then I'll have you guys fill out the evaluations and any questions, comments, or concerns, okay? So, for my unit theme, it is oil spills. So the first lesson is harmful changes in the environment. So we're going to be looking in depth at different oil spills that happen. For example, the ELED oil spill, which was an oil spill that happened on the coast of Alaska. So my objective is the students will understand pollution as a harmful change in the environment by using context clues and picture clues to make predictions. The assessment is they're going to be using their predictions and their facts that they created while in class, and in a team they'll create a poster depicting 4 more cleanup methods discussed in class and the pros and cons of each. For those posters, they've been a little differentiated for my basic students. They're going to create a poster that depicted 4 more cleanup methods that were discussed in class and the pros and cons of each. That's all they're going to do. My proficient students are going to create a poster with the cleanup methods as well as talk about how the environment is changed after the oil spill happened, after the cleanup process, during the cleanup process, all of that. For the advanced students, they're going to talk about how an oil spill can happen. They're going to talk about the cleanup methods, and then they're going to talk about the changes in the environment. So it's just a little more added for each one. The basic students, they've really been guided the whole class, so their poster is not really something they have to indefinitely think about. They're just using their notes, using what they learned today in order to create their final poster. My materials are varied. We're going to watch a video segment called Life, Water, and Our Environment. They're going to continuously be reporting on their I'm Wondering sheets, which is located in your package as well. While they're writing, they can write what they're wondering. So it's helping them to obtain their thoughts and put them on paper, so later on in the day they can remember what they said, remember what they learned, and have something to reference to. The computer and the projector will also be used, and we're going to be reading a book called Prince William by Gloria Rand. Post-it paper, large post-it paper. And we're also going to be reading a book called Oil Spill by Melvin Berger. So to begin my lesson, we have a motivational activity, and I'm going to show you guys that later after I finish the lesson plan. But after that, I want the students to name some different threats that they think would come to the Earth's oceans and the waterways. For example, a natural disaster like a hurricane or a tsunami. So some of the students may not have that background knowledge, but after we do our motivational activity, they'll at least have some knowledge because they'll know at that point oil is a threat to the water. After that, they're going to watch the segment on the ELED oil spill. It's only a minute and 47 long clip. And then we're going to start looking at the cover of the Prince William book by Gloria Rand after they watch the video segment, and we have a short discussion about it. And at the whole time, they're writing on their wondering sheets. I'm wondering sheets. We'll read the book for only 15 minutes. And then we'll have a turn and talk segment. And the students will discuss with their partners what they just read and what they're learning. So they need to have communication throughout this whole lesson because we really want to know if they're understanding, are they actively engaged in the lesson. This whole lesson it's more of a partner group type of lesson. It's really something that you have to discuss. It's not like you can just work by yourself and fully understand everything. This is only for 4th graders. It's a little, I feel that it's a little advanced, but I want them to be able to grasp it. So I want them to be able to talk to someone else who has the same level, who's the same level as them, and can help them understand. So if they didn't get something but their partner got it, they can explain it to each other and be able to move forward. And then we're going to bring it back home. We're going to talk about the Chesapeake Bay. because they already know now what an oil spill is. So now they have to make predictions on what they think would happen if there was an oil spill in Chesapeake Bay. The Chesapeake Bay is where we get a lot of fish from, a lot of crabs, and a lot of kids eat that. So if that water was contaminated, what did they think would do? What did they think would happen to their environment, to the people who have jobs that are based on the water, all of those different things. I've included questions that they can ask, that I would ask to the students to poise more critical thinking skills, like what do they think would happen to the crabs, or what would it look like, what would it smell like, how would you clean it up, and would this hurt the fishing, because fishermen need fish. So oil spill, they're only going to read up to page 28 because this is only the introductory lesson to my unit. This is day 1 of the 2-week unit. And after they read this book, they will have obtained skills, they will have obtained knowledge of the different types of cleanup methods for oil spills. So that book goes into detail, like this is some of the things that you can do, this is how you can do it as a student, teacher, parent, all of that. And then they're going to jot some things down, and then we're going to have volunteers. They're going to come into the classroom and tell what they thought was a good cleanup method and everything like that. And then, after that point, they're going to move into their groups. They already know who their groups are, but they'll have each instruction. They'll each have their own instruction, and I'll continuously walk around the classroom to make sure that they're on task. So the basic students may need a little more help, but as I stated earlier, we've gone through it the whole class, so I'm going to try to give each group as much attention so that we can get it done. And then once they finish the posters, then it's going to be presentation. And for their homework, I really thought I wanted them to be able to expand on the knowledge that they had, so I gave them a writing exercise so that they can come up with their own cleanup methods that they think would be good for an oil spill. That is my lesson. So for the motivational activity, this is water. We all know that water makes up the majority of our earth, and it is very vulnerable to all types of the environment changes. For example, oil spills. So if I was to take this water, I was to take this vegetable oil, and I was to mix it into the water, you can see that the water, it got a little, the color changed a little bit, it got a little dirtier, and then all the oil is just sitting on top of the water. So how do you guys think this would affect the environment?
I think it would prevent the fish from getting the oxygen.
Okay. Anyone else?
It would prevent the plants that grow under
Okay.
it's gonna mess up like the animals. I don't know if you can say bird or maybe
The
there's
scales.
scales or whatever they live in.
I was gonna say for like whales or any other like mammal village where it's gonna make it harder for them to come out of the water.
Okay. So, do you think this would be an easy thing to clean if it was out in the ocean?
No.
Like getting it out of the water? What do you think? How do you think they get it out? They burn it? Okay. Someone else?
Maybe they suction it.
Okay. So do you think that takes a lot of time? You're in the ocean, a big oil spill just happened, and you have to go out into the ocean, find the oil spill, and suction all of that oil out? You think that takes a lot of time?
Yes.
You think that's, by the time they get it done, a lot of changes would have happened in the water?
Yes.
So you can see that oil spills are really something that tries to be prevented because it's such a natural disaster, but mechanical disaster. It's a disaster that can affect our waterways greatly because the fish can't see, well, not fish, but the plant, the animal, the water life inside the water is trapped under this thick layer of oil that is contaminating their bodies, contaminating their water, contaminating their food, and it's just like you living outside or living here, and I would say acid rain, which is dangerous and can affect you. Yes.
What about pollution, like air pollution? Kind of like we're slowly like poisoning ourselves, and that's kind of
Yeah, like the ozone is depleting all the air from the trucks and things. Yes.
What about us? Us humans not being able to get out fish and crabs?
Exactly. I know a lot of people
That's devastating.
love seafood, and Maryland is known for its blue crabs. So if this happened in the Chesapeake Bay, do you guys think that you would be living the lifestyle that you live, eating those fancy fish?
you have to rinse it.
Okay, so that's my motivational activity. I have 2 questions for 2 lucky people. So if you answer it, then I have a prize for you. But what is the name of the oil spill on the coast of Alaska?
Exxon?
Yes. Well, Exxon.
Got that.
It was Exxon was.
She couldn't get there.
Just to let you guys know that my project has been sponsored by Conversation. Okay, and one more question. Can you give me 3 reasons that an oil spill is dangerous to the environment?
It's dangerous for the animals, it's dangerous for the fishermen, and for the economy.
Why?
Why for the economy? Because it's taking away money that could be put to something else. And, you know, then, and if you're putting it into the water or something that could be running. It's dangerous for the animals because that is how they make their money. And they are part of the environment.
Can I respond? Financial wise, the fishermen and everything, that they would not have money because they are not.
They won't have to. They have to wait for the whole oil spill to be cleaned up and then everything. It's a slow process because it's so much and water moves, so the oil is going to run.
Right.
So in the yes, it's fine.
It's not about this question. I just wanted to show you.
In the packet is my evaluation form. If you can take a second and fill it out detailedly, please, and then give it back to me, that would be wonderful. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, I can answer them right now for you. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Let me make a comment about Jenna's lesson plan. When you turn in your lesson plan to me, I expect something that looks like this. I expect something that looks like this. The standards for science, Common Core. When you turn in your unit plan, your lesson plan, the only issue with her behavioral objective is incorrect. What did she do incorrect with her behavioral objective?
Understand.
She put understand. Yes, she did. Her differentiation instruction rate needs